All right, so let's get started. So what I'm going to do today is make a coin ring from this half-ounce fine silver round. And this one's going to be pretty challenging, I think, because it's almost 3 millimeters thick, first of all, which is thicker than normal for a half-ounce round. And then this detail on the back here stands almost 0.9 millimeters proud of the background. So I'm not sure how this is going to fold, but I guess we'll find out. And if I run into problems, I have a backup. But hopefully not, because I think this is going to make a pretty interesting ring if we can be successful with it. So let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is punch a hole in this guy. And I'm going to do that using this punch. It's a self-centering punch. And it will punch a perfectly centered hole. And I'm going to put a relatively small hole in this one, 3/8 inch, because I want to save as much of the detail of the cat's head as possible. So I think it'll be okay though for this size. And I'll put another little piece of paper towel on the top. It just helps to protect the detail during the punching process. Oh, by the way, I'm Mark from Southwind Coin Rings. Instead of making a ring with it, it would be best to do a metal. Where's the charm? We're going to try to do a ring. I've got some more of them. I can always do something else if I want to. All right, so go ahead and put a little bit of dry lube on it. Now we'll see how this thing punches. Well, it punched okay. Well, the piece I punched out of it's stuck in the die. Yeah, I'll get that later. Okay, so now I'll just knock that coin off the punch. Now let's see if I can get that little piece off there. There's the piece we punched out of it. Okay, I'll put this stuff away now, get it out of the way. If anybody has any questions along the way, please feel free to ask. If you're enjoying this live, please hit the like button and follow also. All right, so let's see what we got here. We got one of those large, thick areas out of it. Still got this one here. So we'll just have to see how it does. And we kept most of the cat's head. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is heat it, anneal it. That'll make it a little bit easier to work with. I do that with the torch. they had applied some kind of a patina finish to the coin. It just burned off. All right, so now I'll go ahead and quench this in some cool water. And like I said, this helps to soften the metal. And that's going to be important on this one for sure. So far, everything's looking okay. Thanks for the follow, Marcy. Okay, so now when the punch goes through, it leaves kind of a sharp edge, and I need to cut that out of there to reduce the possibilities of the coin starting to split and tear, because little bitty cracks can turn into big cracks when I start stretching it. So I'll just kind of cut this down to bare metal. There's a lot of detail in this, so it's kind of catching the blade. I'll get the other side. Oops, sorry, I forgot to move the camera. So what I was saying, this edge is kind of rough, so I gotta cut that away into some good solid metal. Sorry about that. Okay. Now, the next thing we're going to do is start turning it into a ring shape, because right now it's more of a coin than a ring. So I'm going to do that here on this arbor press. And I'll start the folding process using this dapping block. And I want the side with the cat to be on the outside of the ring, so that's going to go down like this. You need to level it. Keep the band straight all the way around. And this is a hard plastic. It's called Delrin. And it's hard, but it's soft enough that it won't damage the metal. Won't damage the detail. All right. So now we need to keep going with the folding process. So I'm going to move to what's called a reduction die. Let's see. There. I want to be up high in the die as possible. It's just easier to control it. So this is called a universal folding cone. So I'll use that to go down about halfway. And then I'll change over to composite material to finish the fold. So just a better chance of the detail coming out nice and crisp. Even though it is on the inside, we still want it to be as crisp as possible. So we'll go down about halfway. And then I'll change over to this guy here. And put a little coconut oil on it. And I think after I get the fold done, then I'll anneal it again. So this process just, changes it into more of a ring shape, and also it enlarges the hole. Just need to make sure it goes down straight as possible. Which can be kind of a pain sometimes. That looks pretty good if I can keep it like that. Bear with me while I get this thing leveled out. There, that looks pretty good. Okay. All right, so there we go. The fold is now done. It's starting to take on a ring shape, but still more of a cone. We need to raise this edge up to where it's straight across. Well, it looks like it folded okay, so my fears were unfounded. But I do need to sand this edge. So let's take it over here and anneal it again. This time, I'm going to put a Sharpie mark on it. And when that disappears, it'll be annealed. It's going to be kind of a wide band, but I wanted to keep that cat's head on there, so. Well, we got 384 likes. Let's see if we can bump that up to 1,000, you guys. I'm sure we can do it. All right, so now we'll take it over here to the stretcher. And I'm going to make this size 10. So I need to stretch it up to about 11 or 11 and a half. So I can reduce, when you reduce it down, it straightens up the wall. So you always go above your target size by a size or two, depending on the size of the coin. So just start stretching this out, giving it a little twist every time. You can see this edge is starting to go up against the mandrel. That's what we want. That means that the wall is straightening out. So now you can see it's becoming more straight across the top, but we're still not there. 394 likes. Come on, guys. We can do better. Okay, size 8, so still got ways to go. need to get a new piece of paper towel here. Okay. This may actually go up all the way and close that gap. Check it now. Thanks for the follow, Mike and David. Who else we got? Jared, thanks. Okay, we are at size 9, almost 9.5. So we're going to keep stretching. I'll put on a new piece of paper towel this time. Anyone have any questions, please feel free to post them in the chat. I'll do my best to answer. We'll stretch it a little bit more and then anneal again. Just gonna flip it over this time. Thanks for the follow, Gene. Well, I think we better anneal again, because the silver hardens as you work it. You want to keep it nice and soft. Ah, now we're up to 1.2K likes. That's better. David Smith sent fire. All right. Can you stand water now? My attempt at a joke. It's kind of a feeble attempt. Okay. See where we are on size. Okay, size 10. So I'm gonna, like I mentioned, want to go up to around 11 at least. Now it's nice and soft. Makes a big difference. Oh, the cat's head's kind of stretching now. I don't know if you can see it or not. The ring is starting to get straight. Okay, I think we're good there. 11 and a half. Okay, so now we're going to take it back down to 10 and further straighten those walls up. Thanks for the follow, Gene. Okay, so I'm going to change over to a different style of die now. This is called Swedish wrap, and we'll go with this one. And I'm going to wrap the coin in, or it's a ring now. I'm going to wrap the ring in this Blue Monster silicone or PFTE tape. It's basically a plumber's tape. And that's going to protect the detail on the ring as I force it down through this die. Because the pressure, there's a lot of pressure applied. And there's 12 wraps. Should be about right. All right, so now I'll just fold this tape over the edges, like so. Make sure it's in there nice and level. Then we'll take this pusher and we'll start forcing it down this die. And that's going to reduce the size down to where we want it and straighten the walls up. I need to keep checking this frequently. Because I don't want the detail to start coming through the tape. And as the tape hardens, it turns that dark blue color. So let's see, let me see if I can get a size measurement here without taking the tape all the way off. May end up having to remove the tape. If I do, it's no big deal. Yeah, let's see if we can get a measurement now. We're about 10.5. So I'm very close now to target size. So I'm gonna turn it over now, put the reed side down. Actually, there's no reed on this coin. Just give it a little bit of a press. Now I can get a better measurement. Oh man, that went way down below my target. Doesn't take much to really make a big change. So I'm gonna have to put it back on the stretcher, stretch it back out a little bit. It's a shame too, because it had a nice straight edge, straight wall, I mean. Well, let's see, how much of a... Yeah, there's no rim in this at all to remove. On most coins, there'll be a a rim in here that you can cut away. This one's not going to have it. So we're just going to have to stretch it back out to 10. Still pretty soft, but it won't take much, so I need to be careful that I don't go too far. 9 3/4, almost there. Anyone have any questions? Thanks for the follow, Gene. Okay, that probably got us there. Yeah, right on the money. Now, well, we need to see if we still have a straight wall. Yeah, it's pretty close. What do you guys think? All right, so now it's time to start making it pretty. And I'm going to start polishing process with some 4/0 steel wool. It's very fine steel wool. Thanks for the follow, Mike. Jared, I'm not sure if I've thanked you yet for your follow. Gene, thank you. Jason, thank you. Thanks for all the likes, everybody, and the gifts. Sincerely appreciate it. I think we can do better than 1.3K though. If anybody would like to have a ring like this, it'll be for sale on my website at southwindcoinrings.com. Along with all my others. Although I'm a little bit behind on putting stuff on. I've got several new rings I need to get on there. Okay, now I'm going to take a fingernail buffing block and shine it up even more. These things do an amazing job on silver. You can see it's really starting to shine up. This coin is kind of different because it has no reed. It's just a blank edge. Now turn over to the other side. This is the actual polishing side. It's kind of squeaky. Oh, look at that. Sorry about that. Just think what it's doing for me. Okay, I can change to a less squeaky polishing method here. These work really well also. Hey country, I'm making a Egyptian goddess cat ring. I forget what it was called. It's pretty cool. So there's the cat. This coin has no reed on it. And on the inside, it's got a bunch of Egyptian hieroglyphs and whatnot. It had some. I was a little concerned when I first started making this one because it had some detail that was like almost a full millimeter, stood up a full millimeter from the background, like 0.9 millimeter. So I was worried that it wouldn't fold properly, but it did. I just kept it annealed good. So yeah, turned out pretty good. Anyone have any questions? I punched a pretty small hole in it because I wanted to save that cat's head. Thank you, Douglas. Got 2K likes now. All right. Well, anybody have any questions? I feel like I'm not doing my job here. No questions? Well, let me show you some of my other stuff then. If you have no questions. I've been pretty busy here the last few days making stuff. Here's one of my powder coat rings, great state of Texas. Here's my latest powder coat. Don't tread on me. It just depends on the coin, Douglas. The 1 ouncers run around 159, half ounce around 65, 70. Just depends on how much I have to pay for the coin. This one called Holy Grail. It's got some pretty cool details. The powder coat rings are more expensive because it takes a long time to do that powder coat. Here's a Morgan dollar. The reverse side. I kind of like the reverse side, but I should probably make the head side. That looks pretty good too. And this one is Pieces of 8. It's a pirate theme. And then I have one other powder coat that's the reverse side of Pieces of 8. Let me find it. Here somewhere. What did I do with it? Oh, here it is. This is the reverse side of that coin I just showed, or the ring I just showed. I call this one Ring of Fire. And then here's one more powder coat. Coronation of King Charles. I really like this one. So that's it. I also do state quarters. I have all the state quarters in both clad and 90% silver. Here's one last one. This is another Don't Tread on Me. This is the ounce version. I like the other one better, honestly. The half ounce. Oh, like I was saying, yeah, I have the state quarters in clad and 90% silver. If you'd like to have a state quarter. The clad quarters are on my TikTok shop. And if you've if you're a new customer of TikTok shop, it's 30% discount plus free shipping. If you've ever bought from them before, I think it's just free shipping. Hello, just scrummed a bit. I'm just finishing up here. Well, guys, thank you very much for hanging in. Those of you that stuck around, I appreciate it. And I'll be coming back again maybe tomorrow. I'll do another one. So, thank you. Have a great day. Love you all. Catch you later. Oh, more likes coming. Thank you. See y'all.